sometimes I look back at my old stuff and I think, like, man, I really didn't know what I was doing there. Like, when I reread my old chapters. And it's kind of, like, exciting in a way because it's, like, reassuring that I can figure this sort of stuff out with time. That there will come a day when I do know what I'm doing when it comes to certain techniques, and I can look back and the time when I didn't is in the past. It doesn't make me feel bad, you know, looking at my old stuff. It used to. I think that's a pretty natural thing. But, you know, for me, it's like, it almost kind of makes me, like, really proud of myself, you know? Sometimes I'll, like, open up these old boxes that I have of, like, my art from when I was in, like, middle school and early high school, and I just kind of, like, take a walk down memory lane and I look at the sort of things that I was drawing, and, like, I remember the sort of things I was feeling, and I kind of remember that time in my life and the things I was struggling with when it came to art, and it honestly, it's so, like, you know, heartwarming, you know? I remember things I didn't think I would ever learn, things I didn't think I would ever move past, and I did, you know, in art and in life. So it's like, I don't know. It's like looking at baby pictures, like looking at pictures of yourself when you were like a little kid and you couldn't remember, like you couldn't imagine like what it would be like to be an adult. Like you didn't think you would get any taller. It's just something that you can't stress yourself out too much about. I feel like it's a really common thing to look at your old stuff and just like trash it super hard. And I understand why. Like a lot of us are ashamed of how little we knew in the past, but you know, like nobody's, you know, nobody springs up from the earth knowing everything. And I think that it's like, who are we fooling? We're not we're not fooling anyone. Like there was never a time where or there was always a time rather where you didn't know anything when it comes to anything. So it's not like this big secret that you have any hope of keeping, you know, that you were once not very skilled at something. And I guess there's a little bit of insecurity there. There's a little bit of vulnerability, uh, you know, showing people when you were, you know, less skilled, less confident. But I don't know. I think that there's something beautiful about like new artists or old artists showing off their new stuff and being like, yeah, these are my first steps that I took. This was really hard for me. Uh, I don't think there's anything shameful about being a beginner. I'd say when it comes to drawing men, I'm a beginner. uh, so I always just was interested in drawing girls my whole life. That's how it is with a lot of people. A lot of people learn how to draw girls first, or their same gender first. But I mean, I wasn't very good at it. I I think that I needed to have like a better grasp on just like people in general. And but I had fun. I like looking back and seeing like what my intent was and like remembering like why I wanted to draw something or what I wanted to convey. I should probably draw the hands. Oh god. I'm gonna make a new layer so that I can know what I'm doing. That's always something that makes it easier for me if I go in with a new color and a new layer, so I don't feel like I'm messing up the other stuff. That's probably not anything too profound. Let's lower this a bit. Scoot that a little bit, actually. Maybe rotate it a bit. Yeah, no, I think my goal is to just like try my best and do the best that I can without trying to like force myself to be perfect. 'Cause that's not a thing. That's just not achievable. I'm kind of just freehanding, no pun intended, these hands. It's kind of difficult sometimes because she's got such tiny little hands. So it's hard like having her grasp at certain things. That looks a little bit better. And see, like even if they're not perfect, the person reading this panel, they're gonna see that she's, you know, grasping her backpack straps and looking up, and you know what? That's good. Oh, you made tacos? Cool. Did you put anything on them? Or do you just like them plain? Ah, not into the fancy stuff. I always have to like at least put cheese on it. I like having lettuce if I can, but to be honest, when I make tacos at home and I get shredded lettuce for my tacos, I sometimes I just don't go for it. Sometimes I just don't get it because I don't want to waste it. I know that like it'll go bad in a few days. Ah, sour cream. Yeah, that does a lot for it to not taste dry. Ah, you don't like lettuce? Lettuce fandom rise up. Where my lettuce head's at.